Our content is made for information and entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice, nor are we financial advisors, and we'll never tell you what to do with your life or money. Please do your own research before trading or in any type of investing. YFT Network does not work for nor in part of any existing business or privately owned organizations. If you would like to promote your business with our platform, please check our website at yftnetwork.com.
All right, shalom. Let's get it. YFT, baby. So we're just going to get into some news today because the Federal Reserve and Treasury head are in front of Congress right now. I believe it's about to be over in just a bit, but they're on trial, man. A lot of people are mad. A lot of money printing going on. You saw Jerome Powell yesterday on 60 Minutes. I don't know if you guys saw that. Basically just admitting, look, we're printing, and we're printing. So let's just get into this article real quick. Central bank monetary policy will increase by 70% in 2020. What do you get when you mix economic chaos with unlimited liquidity? Money, lots of money. Now, this is what we've been talking about, man. When you're increasing the money supply and you have no cap, meaning there's no end to it, those dollars become inflated. That means there's really no demand for it because it's everywhere. So eventually it's going to catch up to the American people, and business is going to be like, yo, there's money everywhere. It's going to be worthless. So this is what is coming down the road, but people don't see it. So this is why we see cryptocurrency is so important, because it's the first asset that the earth has ever seen where we can actually see the supply of that currency on the internet. You get what I'm saying? So let's just keep reading through this article. The cash supply, in brief, the cash supply of major central banks is going to increase by 70% in 2020, according to a report. Now, increase by 70% is really not doing any justice to what this article is talking about, because previously, before this, we don't know how much they've been increasing the money supply. You know what I'm saying? They've always been increasing it. So whatever 70% is from the time that they increased it, that's just even more worse news. You know what I'm saying? This marks a near doubling of the monetary base of central banks in the past 20 years. Excessive money printing could bolster the argument for Bitcoin, experts argue. The stock of central bank money will increase more in 2020 than it did in the last 20 years, according to a report published May 15th. Which includes the US, the UK, and Eurozone, and Japan, is set to expand by around 70%. Now, we have to understand, the Eurozone, the UK, Japan, they're all in cahoots together. You know what I'm saying? That's Caesar's territory. Caesar has basically used these countries as one to create a dominance around the world. Not saying China and all that are not connected to. Everyone holds Caesar's debt, because you gotta remember, he controls everything. So these are just the main countries or the main regions of the world that hold on the lead of that debt. So let's keep it going. The report primarily cites fiscal deficits run up the world governments in response to the coronavirus. In response to endless money printing, central banks will be forced to continue monetizing mountain debt, saying the researchers, thus increasing the overall supply of central bank reserves. Per research, the development will expand the monetary base by more than 10 trillion in 2020 alone. Now, if you guys know the overall debt that we have in this country is past 22 trillion. So if we're expanding by 10 trillion alone, you can already see the parabolic rise that we're having. Look at this. This is beyond crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we would love to see in Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Just going parabolic. These dudes are doing this manually. You know what I mean? They're going in and just printing how much money they want, and it's getting insane at this point. To give some context, that's the same total amount added by the OECD economies in the last 2 decades. And that's inclusive of the previous economic crisis. Following the 2008 recession, when quantitative easing was first rolled out en masse, the monetary base of central banks witnessed a sharp incline, but nothing on this scale. Now, this is where people got to be. I mean, a lot of people in America, they're going to get screwed over just because they have no clue. They don't know the repercussions of all this shit. You know what I mean? Once they print the money, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing they can go back on. They can't delete it. You know what I'm saying? It's already printed. It's already put into the system. So for the way I'm looking at it is like, yo, they're purposely doing this shit. They know the dollar's done. Oil is done. You know what I'm saying? What else can they really roll back on? Let's keep going. The research concludes that a fresh inflow of liquidity could potentially drive upward pressure on asset prices, leading to a decorrelation between economic fundamentals and asset prices. Still, the repercussions of this kind of supply shock remain unprecedented. Infinite amounts of cash. While these statistics are relatively shocking, they are not altogether unexpected, as reported by Decrypt Governance. The world over has turned to the unabated use of qualitative easing to calm economic woes. In the U.S. alone, the Federal Reserve printing has estimated 1 million every second. Now you're printing $1 million every second. This is absolute madness. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? If we just look and see what crypto's doing, and just use Bitcoin for example, 21 million Bitcoins can ever be created. We're around 18.5 million, 19 million right now. They cannot go in and start adding Bitcoins. You know what I'm saying? So even though Bitcoin right now is being steady, a lot of the cryptos are moving, you know what I mean? Some are, you know what I mean, being stable right now. But we just have to understand, look, now we're starting to see huge amounts of industries starting to look at Bitcoin. For many of this form of monetary policy has led a strengthening argument for Bitcoin. Billionaire tech mogul and crypto critic Mark Cuban is among them. Speaking on the recent episode of the Pomp podcast, Cuban suggested that expanding the money supply could provide a solid narrative for Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin's potential benefit if everything goes into the shitter because we're printing so much money and there's global implications. Bitcoin has something to lead, something to deal with, and something to say, said Cuban, adding, if we don't, Bitcoin's got nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? We're really looking at this, man. This is a time in the earth we have never seen, especially under Caesar's empire. So, you know what I mean? It's something to look at closely, especially right now. If you're just sitting at home, relaxing, thinking your money's good, you know what I mean? Think again. Because you got to understand, we're still in Caesar's empire. Whatever Caesar does, you know what I'm saying? And if the Most High allows him to do it, he's going to do it. So, and we have to understand, Jacob's trouble isn't going to come from Caesar saying, oh, we're going to kill you niggas and we're going to set out a decree to put all you niggas, you know, it's not going to happen like that. It's going to happen by what he's already been doing. Go look at the last recession. It made a lot of Negroes poor. So when he starts, you know what I mean, starts not able to print any money anymore, because there's going to be a point where he can't print any money because it's going to be worthless. So when that point comes, it's going to affect the hoods real bad. And at that point, that's what's going to start Jacob's trouble to the extent that we've never seen before. Because a lot of people are going to go run into Caesar asking for those checks. Those checks that we're getting now, those stimulus checks, I think they're going to bring out another one. Those checks should be spent wisely. You know what I'm saying? Those checks aren't to be spent on miscellaneous. Those are last minute, you know what I'm saying, survival checks, in my opinion. If you don't know what to do with it, you know what I'm saying, you need to be holding on to it because you don't know how the dollar's going to be worth in the next couple years. You know what I'm saying? No one knows when we're getting out of here. So you can't try and predict when the Most High is going to come get us. You can't do that. So if you're looking to see a snare at what Caesar's doing to his monetary system that we're stuck underneath, your best bet is to look for other options. You know what I'm saying? Right now, and especially them being in court right now, trying to argue against the government, saying why they're doing this, why they're printing so much money. This is the best time to look for outs, and this is what we're doing at YFT. So just stay tuned, stay in the news. The charts right now, everything's moving, you know what I mean, slow. Nothing's real volatile, and that's really good for Bitcoin because as the traditional markets are are uncertain of which direction it wants to go, all the cryptos are staying stable at this point. So, you know what I mean? We might get a little pullback or we might jump up. We don't know. But the stability is what I like seeing. So stay tuned, stay locked in. All glory to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Peace.